I can do it too.
Welcome to another Witcher lore video, guys. So I got a comment from this user the other day and I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to make a video on this character. So this character is incredibly interesting. I covered him briefly in my Wild Hunt video, but I wanted to go more in depth with him in his own character video. So I've decided to make today's video on Caranthir. So before I get into the actual lore and history of this character, I just want to go over some things that will be very useful for you guys just to know. So to begin with, Caranthir is not present throughout the books in any sense. He's not even a book character. CD Projekt Red made him. So Caranthir is a CD Projekt Red original creation. Caranthir is also one of the figureheads of the Wild Hunt next to, say, Imlerith and Eredin. He has also been referred to as the Golden Child and is one of the most naturally gifted magic users in the Witcher universe. Or at least in the Witcher game universe. So first, to go over his history. So I just mentioned that Caranthir was one of the best magic users in the Witcher universe, but this was not by accident, and Caranthir's story starts way before his birth, as Caranthir was in fact a creation of Avallac'h. So you may be wondering, so Avallac'h created him from magic, he imbued magic into somebody, and it's a little bit more, I guess you could say, creepy than that. Avallac'h did what we pretty much did to dogs. He selectively bred Caranthir into existence based on the magical talents of the people that bred together to have children. So if you guys don't know what that means, it pretty much is, he found two people that were very talented in magic, he got them to have a child, he found two other people that were very talented in magic, got them to have a child, those two children then had children, and so on, until eventually you get Caranthir, who is just one of the strongest magic users in the Witch universe, as I said before. So Avallac'h went out of his way to pick people who are incredibly gifted with magic to create Caranthir. And then from a young age, Caranthir pretty much became Avallac'h's ward, and Avallac'h taught him everything about magic and allowed him to become who he became. But Avallac'h does consider Caranthir to be much more than a ward. He considers Caranthir to be not just his son, but his creation. To Avallac'h, Caranthir meant so much more than just a child. It was the culmination of a lot of effort over a lot of years. It wasn't just having a baby, it was creating a baby with intended features. So being naturally gifted in this way, and just being this naturally talented, Caranthir earned the nickname the Golden Child. But soon, things did take a turn for the worse, as I'm sure you'll all know. Due to his magical ability and the fact that he was able to open portals between worlds and manipulate time and space, Caranthir was appointed by Eredin as one of his lead advisors, and their key navigator in allowing the Wild Hunt to continue their activities. And due to the fact that Eredin did usurp their previous king by killing him, this pretty much made Caranthir a common criminal. So Caranthir went from being arguably the strongest magic user in the Witcher universe, to being an advisor to Eredin, and of course, criminal. Caranthir is seen a fair amount throughout the games. You actually meet him first when you go to Avallac'h's hideout in Velen with Keira Metz. And Caranthir was obviously there to find information about Ciri, as that is the Wild Hunt's goal, to try and find Ciri and use her as a way to open the portal between worlds, and then invade. You don't see Caranthir for a long time after this. You actually next see him at the Battle of Caer Morhen, and this is when he duels Eskel. He almost beats him, but then obviously Ciri stops him, but let's be honest, Eskel only lost because Caranthir could teleport. It's actually interesting about Caranthir, as it's thought that without him Eredin would have probably died at the Battle of Caer Morhen, as Eredin was very, very close to getting to Ciri, but her power was being pushed onto Eredin with all its force, and Caranthir had to actually drag him through a portal to get him to safety. So without Caranthir, Eredin probably would have died. So the final time you meet Caranthir is in the final battle against the Wild Hunt in Undvik. And this is where Caranthir uses his, I guess you could say, frost magic to freeze Geralt, and obviously all the soldiers with him. Eventually Ciri confronts Caranthir, she breaks his staff, and this allows the magic to wane a bit, which lets Geralt escape, and then she just becomes wiped out. She's so tired. And then as Caranthir tries to abduct Ciri, she just teleports away, and then Caranthir finally has his fight with Geralt. And after Geralt beats Caranthir, Caranthir teleports them underwater, attempts to kill Geralt with himself, as Caranthir is already dying, he's bleeding out at this point, but Geralt breaks away and Caranthir dies. All in all, I've got to say, guys, that it is a little bit disappointing the way in which Caranthir died, as the entire game, he was kind of hyped up as this really powerful mage. You could do so much stuff. And then, I'm gonna be honest, that was probably one of the easiest boss fights in the Witcher game I've ever played. And I played the game on Death March. And that's not me gloating, that's just saying that this is an incredibly easy boss fight. So that's pretty much Caranthir's full story from start to finish. There's not really a lot of content on him, and not a lot of background, not a lot of what his early life was like. We can imagine he was probably just trained by Avalark a lot throughout his early life, and then he joined the Wild Hunt, and we kind of know the story from there. He was most likely present during Geralt and Yennefer's time with the Red Riders, but yet again, we don't have any information on this, so it can't be really confirmed. So I'm just going to read a little bit of trivia, guys, which is actually really interesting trivia, and then I'm going to read his journal entry, and then that's going to be the end of my video on Caranthir. So if anybody here has read the Silmarillion, which I have, and I recommend it, it's a really good read, you'll know that the name Caranthir is actually taken from that book. So you guys will probably remember the Elven King Feanor if you have read this book. If not, it's not exactly important, but Caranthir is the name of his 4th son, and was known as the most harsh and angry of all his 7 sons. And Caranthir's surname, Ar-Feiniel, means noble white lady. And that surname is shared by Caranthir in Tolkien's universe's cousin, Lady Eredhel. Anyway, finally time to read the journal entry, then that's this video done. This NL elf was one of Eredin's advisors, and also, on account of his extraordinary abilities, an important officer of the Wild Hunt. Calling on arcane magic, Caranthir would guide the riders of the hunt along mystic pathways, through time and space in order to reach other worlds. He was also a master of more immediate forms of transport, such as the teleportation he made ample use of during the attack on Kaer Morhen. Yet even with his tricks and spells, Caranthir still died during the final battle against the Wild Hunt, his body swallowed up by the cold waters of the ocean. Anyway guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sure a lot of you will probably have known a lot of this information anyway, as you'll have played the games and you might have explored the extra dialogue options, but either way, I hope you've enjoyed this video, as getting a bit of Witcher is always fun just to watch. If this video was interesting to you, or you just enjoyed it, or you just thought, you know what, this is a cool video or whatever, be sure to like it, as it does help the channel out and it's very kind of you. Be sure to comment what you thought of the video, be sure to comment any suggestions for future videos, and just be sure to comment whatever you want, as I really enjoy reading them and replying. So yeah, be sure to do that, guys. As always, be sure to follow my Twitter. There's a link in the description. If you follow me on there, you get updates whenever I do videos. If I ever do polls or anything like that, they'll probably be on there. So if you go and follow me on there, you'll get all that. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I'm going to stream some games on there at some point when I get the time. I streamed Pugber and some other games on there the other day. I had a lot of fun with you guys, so be sure to go and follow me on there. And before I finally end today's video, I just want to say that the next Witcher part may be a video on a game coming out soon called Vampire. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's spelt strangely, and it looks like a really interesting game, and I might just upload some of that instead. But we'll see, maybe I'll do The Witcher. But if not, if I replace that with Vampire on that day, then perhaps I'll do The Witcher when it would have been an Oblivion part. But we'll see. And finally, thank you so much to the Patreon pledges. You guys are all awesome. Everyone tell them how awesome they are in the comments. They're so cool. It's so awesome that they donate to me, and it's just great that you guys do that anyway. Just thank you all so much for doing that. It's very kind of you, and I don't really know what else to say apart from just thank you so much. Anyway guys, I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Have an awesome rest of the week, and I'll see you all in the next video.